Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, everyone. Hello. Let's move this. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Well, uh, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, everyone. Hello. Let's move this. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. Is that what we're going to discuss? Are we going to discuss loneliness tonight? I'm too exhausted to be lonely. But incredible point that Jack Schaefer made. That's everybody's problem. Everyone is lonely because they're too picky. Even people who you think they shouldn't get anybody to be in love with them or love them. They just think I'm better. I'm better than that. So that's we can talk about that in a second. Anyway, hello Ruben, Sandeep is here. Hello Joe and Corsai and Darklands and Darklands. Good to see you. I'm 3 minutes late, 4 minutes late. Hello, girl from Mars, Corsai again, and Jack Schaefer is here, and Scott Elite Elixir is here. Whoops, what's going on up here? Live chat. Thank you very much. Who else? That's basically everybody that's here. We're gonna get more people are gonna come in. Let's hope. Let's hope more people are gonna come in. Lush women trounced me on Tinder tonight. Literally my Tower of Babel moment. I don't know if can you trust Tinder? I've been on 2 Tinder dates. And I don't. I mean, not that I don't recommend them, but I think it's better to meet people in person, perhaps, rather than a Tinder date. There's too much pressure. There's too much pressure. I wanted to when I broke up with my girlfriend, and for the first time, I went on a Tinder date. Been walking in the woods in Beckenham Place Park, and I told her something that I shouldn't have said to her. I made a joke about doing away with women in a woody place. It was a joke. I thought it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke, but it still wasn't the best. I'm not lonely, and I'm the happiest in my own company. Not everyone craves attention. Everyone should crave attention, and there are other people who are lying. Doesn't everybody crave attention? We need attention, or we need to give someone attention. I think generally, I've said this before, generally, women want attention and men want to give attention. Men like to touch and women want to be touched. Did people disagree with that? I don't remember. I'm quite happy with my own company, says Darklands. I guess you could say that. You could say that. You could say that. But I am, as I said before, I am too tired. I am too tired to be I'm too tired to be lonely. I mean, I didn't get any sleep last night. I had to wake up. I had to do that TV program that I did today with Mike Graham, who I'm quite. I like that guy a lot. I like that guy a lot, Mike Graham, and I like being on the show a lot. And there was, I mean, unfortunately, it was just me and Will Geddes, who I like too. I don't know. I went in there. I said I can't do this online, remote. I have to be in the studio. You know. Okay. No Tinder. Getting hyped for over 50 night at the local nightclub. Yeah, that could be good. That could be good. An over 50 night. My blood sugar is a bit high right now. I basically because I've had five. I have no control. I went and bought a bag of 5 navel oranges, and I had 3 in one time in the afternoon, and then I had two just now, and it's my blood sugar is 7.0, which is 7 times 18, which is 70, plus 56 is 6. Is 126 or 7.0. Is that high? Do you know anything about anything? Anyone remember the fad of speed dating? Yeah, men didn't show up. That's what I heard. That's what I heard happened. And women, women judge so quickly. I don't know how speed dating could be good for women. I don't know. Did you enjoy the speed dating, Darklands? Um, Women like to get to know somebody. I gotta get to know you. Yes, I do. Happy and not lonely, thanks, says Joe Warrior Princess. Yeah, that's what a lot of women always say. A lot of women say, "I'm not lonely. I'm not lonely." Why was it a disaster? It's a disaster because women need to know a guy before they fall in love with him. As this is another saying that I've had: women need to fall in love with a man. No, women need to know everything about a man before they fall in love. Men need to know everything about a woman before we hate her. Basically, we love them. We love women until we find out about them. And we think, holy cow, I can do without this thing. At least that happened to me. At least that happened to me. I'm a bit warm. I'm wearing a t-shirt. Maybe this is wrong. I change for every single show. Every single show. I think I should put on something different. How does this look? How does this look? Does it look all right? Do I look all right? I don't know. It was good to have Andy there because he's 10 years older than me. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. And he's still in the game. He's still fighting. He's still going out and doing comedy. And he's got a young girlfriend. Like she's like really young. She's like 60. She's like my age. She's like my age, 68. Why was it a disaster, Darklands? I don't know. Do they have speed dating things? He looked younger than. No, 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 don't go there. Don't go there. I don't think I can handle it today, Ruben. He did look. He looked young. He did look. He doesn't look. He looked. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You reach a certain age and people look a certain way, and it's horrible. Russ Maneve was here. Who's who's that Brad Pitt? I'm looking. Am I looking good? I don't think I'm looking good. That's Russ Maneve, my friend. My friend Russ Maneve. He's out there in San Diego. San Diego, California. Let's check what the weather's like in San Diego, California. I'm going to check San Diego weather. Whoops. San Diego weather. 25 degrees right now at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Tomorrow it's going to be 27, 24, 20. It's not that warm. It's not as warm as you think it is. Russ, he basically lied to me. He says it was going to be the 80s. Well, I lied to him. I told him it was 84 degrees here. It's 20. You're leaving town, but it's going to be 22 degrees, which is very pleasant. Let's see what it is in Fahrenheit. 76 degrees. Then I remember it's on the beach there. There's a heat alert. What kind of heat alert? High temperatures in the 80s. Where? How could there be a heat alert when it says that the temperature today is 81, but it's going down to 71 on Sunday and 60 degrees at night, 69, 70. That's like England weather. What's the weather going to be like in Nunhead? Let's find out what it is in Nunhead, Russ. You can come and visit me here in Nunhead. Anybody can. 44 degrees right now. Tomorrow is going to be 61. No, today was 61. Tomorrow 56, 54, 56. The weather's like so consistent. It could be warmer. It could be warmer. Could be 17 degrees. Maybe it's warmer. It would be warmer in, let's say, Bermondsey on the water. Bermondsey weather. Let's see what it's like there. Basically ever so slightly warmer. Ever so slightly warmer. We did it for a laugh after a few beers. It was never going to end well, Joe. What did you do? Lewis. We all liked him, so please let him know. Who liked who? Who did you like? Oh, Andy Zapp. Yep. Andy Zapp was here. Yeah, he's very pleasant. I think because you compare him to Chinese Elvis, basically. And anyway, do they have the ghost ship in San Diego Harbor, Russman Eve? Does Russman Eve? He may not know that. He's just visiting himself. I'll have to do a Google search. They probably have ghost ships. What do you mean ghost ships? Do they have a ghost ship in San Diego Harbor? And the answer to that question is yes. The Maritime Museum of San Diego features multiple historically haunted ships, ghost ships, most notably the Star of India, the oldest active sailing ship. Well, what does it mean to be a ghost ship? Is that a ship that can sail or just a ship that's in the harbor there? There's the Barclay Steam Ferry, reported sightings of ghosts. The USS Midway Museum, World War II aircraft carrier, is said to have ghostly lingering crew members. Look at that. This is in San Diego. Here's San Diego. There we go. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. A friend of mine can't be on his own without someone at all. Not a good trait for a writer. You need to like your own company. Yeah, that's probably. Oh, you're on a plane. Oh my God. What time is it in what time is it there? What time? If you're on the plane, it's probably 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I love flying. I obviously don't because I don't do it very much. We did it, but they do. Does Russ know anything about ghost ships? I just found out there were three at the museum there. What do they mean by ghost ships? I was thinking of ships that like had sunk or something that was like maybe below the waterline or something. I'm not, these are real ships that can sail. Andy reminds me of the old neighbor in Home Alone, whose name's Kevin. Okay, what is his name? I'll do a Google search for that. My mom used to say that when you are alone, and you are totally lonely, you are totally right. Um, I have some friends who are unable to be on their own, even after being down their local every day. For F's sake, Paul. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sort of like that. I'm sort of like that. We're all kind of like that. We're all just hanging out here, hanging out with people. The problem with Tinder is it is purely looks based. Yeah, well, people are mostly looks based, where personality comes second. Men use it for sex. Women use it for compliments and validation and attention. Yes, that's just the way women are. Men and women, they're looks oriented. They're looks oriented. So you're complaining against the problem with the weather is that men and women like the sunshine. Andy was your best guest so far. Oh my God, that's so nice. That's so nice. Well, I'll tell him that. I'll tell him that. His name is Roberts Blossom. Who are you talking about? Oh, this is a friend, Roberts Blossom. That's an odd name. That's an odd name. My friends call me weak for saying this, but I'm generally scared of catching meningitis. The COVID scare ruined people's trust in the media and the government, but they also educated people into the lies of the media and government. You cannot catch COVID. You cannot catch meningitis. Meningitis means your meninges are irritated. How are they irritated? Is there something that's out there that irritates the meninges? There's probably lots of different things that irritates. If you're just healthy, if you eat red meat, if you get sun, if you get sleep. I mean, I'm telling you, as you're a doctor, and it says I'm a doctor on my whatchamacallit, on my Lewis Schaffer. Let's see what it says. Um, is that is that let's get back over here. Don't be afraid, Jack. Do not be afraid meningitis. It's a complete, absolute. I mean, people can die from it, but they can die from lots of different things. And I remember when a lot of these university kids get sick. I remember I had that. What do they call that thing? Mononucleosis. What is it called here? Glandular disease. I think it's called glandular disease. Why? Because I wasn't sleeping. And if you don't sleep, you get sick. You get sick. I'm not sleeping. Does it seem like I'm not sleeping enough? I don't think I'm sleeping enough. But okay, my mom used to say that, and you're totally right. Okay, so that's what you say. You're worried about meningitis. Who else is worried about meningitis? Um, Russ is on a plane. What time? What time is the plane? I have Doris and my 5 children. Yeah, it's hard to be. I mean, you're busy. When you got 5 kids, you're so lucky to have 5 kids. Not lucky. You're saving the world, girl from Mars. A round of applause for saving the world. You know, we need. You're saving the world. Never tried speed dating. Not much different to pulling on the dance floor, I'd imagine. Um, well, people are thinking the same thing. Is this guy right for me? No. We could do without meningitis being imported. It's not being imported from Africa. That's what they want you to believe. At this, at the same time that they're importing people. They want you to be afraid of importing people. Who knows what's going on? But meningitis is not imported from anywhere. It's not. He's pushing 80 and he looks incredible and has a very sharp for his age. Yeah. Saying this can sometimes sound like a backhanded compliment, but it's a genuine compliment, says Jack. Yeah, he's sharp for his age. And we need to be focused. I mean, I need to be focused. I need to not eat 5 oranges in one day. I'm going to see what I ate today. That's that. You want to die, you eat carbs. Yes, MC. I can imagine you throwing down some moves with that walking stick of yours. Who got the move? When I incurred a skull fracture, they gave me very strong antibiotics to aid against meningitis. Um, why? Why? What was their thinking? Remember, I'm a doctor, you know, and the fact that you people don't automatically listen to me, I think is really bad. I didn't use a cane to dance when I was capable of pulling on the dance floor. Laugh out loud. Well, we can still we can be healthy and thin. We can all be thin. It's called the belt of meningitis across Africa. But it's also in that belt all sorts of other diseases because the people are not eating enough meat. They don't eat red meat. They don't eat enough eggs. And they're working too hard. Who knows what's going on in those places? This is what I believe. No one listens to me anymore. When I first started this stream, I had a feeling you were listening to me, but you don't care now. What would you prescribe for my pot belly? It's not what you add, it's what you take away. Take away the carbs. Doctor, I thought you sold snake oil. I don't sell anything. I tell people don't buy their snake oil. Don't buy, but snake oil is probably better than any kind of uh, seed oil. Okay, well, because cerebral spine fluid was leaking out of my ear through the fracture. They feared an infection could go straight inside my brain's protection. Cerebral spine fluid uh, was leaking. But it's cerebral spine fluid. That's the stuff that goes around the spine. That's not in the spine. I am blessed to know that. Girl from Mars is talking about her children. They're all grown and living their lives exactly as they should be. Yes, you've done your job. Take it easy. Fall in love with Lewis Schaffer. That's the only option you have. Fall in love with Lewis Schaffer and let Lewis Schaffer fall in love with you. And Joe says, don't forget that Liz was a great guest. Yeah, she was a really good guest. She was a really, really good guest. It is cerebral spinal fluid and my skull. What is spinal fluid? And what kind of fluid is wafting around in your brain? I don't think that I don't know. Is it brain? Can brain stuff come out of your brain if you hit your head or something? They eat lots of meat in Africa. They don't eat enough meat, and they're not healthy enough. And that's why these people get all those diseases. What was that disease that they thought they were going to get? Going to get that. Um, what they get all these people in Africa. They're not healthy. They're not healthy. They're in the states of war. They got bad diets. They don't have enough money, and then you're going to get sick. You're going to get sick. The most important thing is to be healthy, is to eat meat, get sleep, avoid stress. Tell Lewis Schaffer you love him. And I'll tell you that I love you, Ruben. I love you. Yes, but MC, you were safe all along. No chance of it reaching your brain. It wouldn't have been able to find it. I guess that's a joke. That's a joke, Ruben. That's Elixir, Scott says. It wasn't my brain itself that leaked through the fracture in my left temporal bone. Just the spine fluid that surrounds all of our brains under our skulls. Under our skulls or on top of our skulls. All of our brains under our skulls. Where is this brain fluid going on? We must promote her book coming out in April 1st, talking about lighter things. Yes, that's good. Well, this is pretty light, talking about a brain hemorrhage. Ebola is like yes, that's what I was thinking of. Ebola is like the flu in Scotland, the cross species plague you get from eating rats in sewers that were eating the chips on the pavement. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. It's all this idea you're going to catch something, Corsi. This is a non-catching program. I don't believe in that. Under our skulls, surrounding our brains and spines. Yeah, there's the skull, and then there's the thing. Yeah. Did it break your skull? MC has an Olympic swimming pool's worth of fluid. The point is, rats could be actually good for you to eat. I know everyone thinks, oh, it's a rat, but it's probably good for you. In Africa, they eat mainly millies, a type of dried corn. Yeah, probably they do. They probably have a very high carb diet, a really high carb diet. Well, let's look for what is the diet of Ghanaians. What is the diet of Ghanaians? Whole foods, yams, carbs, cassava carbs, plantains, carbs, and maize. Yeah, common proteins, including fish, chicken, eggs, while red palm oil is a staple fat. Meals are off. Yeah, it's not healthy. Starchy staples. And they eat fufu. Have you seen this fufu thing that they eat? That is not healthy. Have you seen people on the bus? Have you seen people by the hospital? Have you seen all the fat people? Not just Africans, but everybody is fat. Root crops, tubers, plantains, while northern diet relies more on millet, sorghum, and maize. It's not healthy. You think it's healthy. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Um, yeah, millet. Honestly, on my Airbnb welcome pack was a warning not to snack on fat chicken-fed rats. Fat chip-fed rats. Why not? Why not? If it's cooked properly, I'm not saying you should do it, but I wouldn't do it, but why not? Broken left temporal bone, hence I'm partially deaf in my left ear. an acquired hearing loss resulting in a form of deafness called conductive hearing loss. Okay, it's not conducive to hearing. Okay, we'll stick with disease and health problems as a popular subject because right now people they're trying. Can you see what they're trying to do? They're trying to come up with things to make you afraid. They waited a few years since the COVID time. Shoes are tasty in China, says Corsai. Rats are nice, just like chicken. Tried them in Vietnam. Yeah, why not? Why can't they be healthy? But we've been brought up to believe that they spread bubonic plague, which they did not. They did not spread it. I don't believe that. I mean, you've got you people have to read Dr. Sam Bailey. Watch her videos. So yeah, this is why I went lip reading. Hence, I met folks who are deaf from meningitis, ironically. Yes, you can get sick from meningitis. You could die from meningitis, but it's an is. It's an is. And is's are all caused by irritation. And I used to have a lot of them. I used to have arthritis. I couldn't move my shoulder, my trigger finger. I had frozen shoulder, trigger finger. I had I had I had gout. I had plantar fasciitis, which is an itis. Okay. And these itises are generally caused by carbs. Africans are not fat in South in South in SA in South Africa. Well, yeah, but they're getting fat now. They're getting fat. It's like they're fat in China now. I watch a lot of the videos. Bed bugs spread the bubonic plague. I mean, I don't think that they do. The bed bugs. When was the last person who got bubonic plague in this country? Nigeria and Kenya I'm more familiar with, says Paul Yoward. There is a bush and agriculture meat. Middle class eat way more meat than here, but no screening of people coming here illegally. I did an FOA to establish this. No, of course they're not. Of course they're not. They're not afraid of it either, and I'm not afraid of it. I'm afraid of people coming to this country, but I don't think they're bringing germs and disease and things like that. You'd be proud of me eating my blue steak and eggs earlier, Lewis, in butter. Well, that is brilliant. Don't cook the butter. Don't heat the butter up. Just put the butter, like I put cold butter on it. Okay? You know what I'm like. I'd rather talk about happier trivia, being shallow and selfish. So Scott says, shallow graves? Is that happier talk? This is happy talk because I'm telling you, you're not going to believe me right now, but I'm telling you, do not worry. Do not worry. The amount you're going to worry because a couple of college kids got meningitis. Why did they get meningitis? Because they were up all night. Because I've been to college and I know, or university as they call it here. It's because I've been to university and you stay up all night and you get sick by staying up all night. If I, like right now, I'm exhausted. I've had a very exhausting week. If I don't go to sleep almost immediately, I could be sick tomorrow. I could be sick, and you need to calm down when you're sick, Joe. So this is good. It's good we're talking about this. It's good we're talking about this. What they are saying about Lewis, I'm not worried whatsoever. Thank you, Joe. Do not be worried. I don't want you to, don't worry your pretty little mind. Everything's going to be okay. What we need to do is we need to eat right. We need to eat meat and eggs and cheese and no carbs. Don't be like me. Don't have five oranges. I mean, it's like candy. Geographical lockdown coming in the meningitis. Yeah, we get fooled for this. We get fooled. They're fooling us. Meanwhile, they're going out and having parties because they don't believe it to be true. Look at Boris Johnson, that lying cow. Are they really doing that, Ruben? Are they having that? I'm not worried about it. Darkland's good. Thank you very much. I'm not worried. Maybe we should all have a little badge that say I'm not worried about meningitis. I listen to Lewis Schaffer. I know people can get sick and die from meningitis. Just like they can get sick and die from Ebola. They can get sick and die from anything. But that doesn't mean it's caused by a tiny little thing that gets into your system and goes up to your brain and you've got to take antibiotics. I don't take antibiotics. I don't believe in antibiotics. So, Lewis, are you going to buy some masks since we're about to be in a meningitis outbreak? Alex asks. Well, number one, I'm not going to buy any masks. I'm not going to buy any masks. I'm going to think about maybe getting on an airplane and getting the hell out. I mean, I don't want to live through this like I lived through I mean, maybe it'll be good. Maybe there'll be more people at home. We'll get so many people watching. We have 127 million people watching. Maybe more of you guys will watch this stream. It'll make me a huge star. So maybe I shouldn't complain about it. Yeah, you go for it. Stay home. Don't do anything. I'm not worried at all, says Elite Elixir, either. Not about to incur a skull fracture again either. Yeah, you got to be careful. You've got to be careful. Worried about a media story? Wake up, Girl from Mars says. You're right. Wake up. It's the media. They're lying CUNTSs. Are they not? Or is it just me? Do I sound irrational when I say this? My web toes scare people way better than the plague. And a plague, in fact. Yes, you have web feet. That's scary. But you believe in diabetes. So I believe in diseases. Yes, diabetes. No, diabetes isn't even a disease. It's a condition. It's a condition that is temporary, but if it lasts long enough, it can become permanent. So I do believe in, I mean, really, I believe in conditions. If you go out in the sun, if you eat properly, if you avoid toxic stuff, if you don't get irritated, okay, you will not get these conditions. I haven't been partying in Canterbury area and snogging people. It's not even about snogging people. They're trying to make sex bad. You don't see this. Don't kiss somebody because you're going to catch a disease. The truth is, you don't catch diseases by kissing people. You can catch a cold. But our bodies, if we're healthy, we can deal with other people. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. How sad is that? I used to have amazing hair. Buy a mask, Lewis. It'll improve your good looks. Ruben. I'll snog anybody. I'm not afraid of disease. It's the mainstream media for glorifying the story. It's like what I said about H.L. Mencken. What did I say about H.L. Mencken? Let's find out what I said about H.L. Mencken. And I'll put this up on the thing. H.L. Mencken. H.L. Mencken, quote, quote, H.L. Mencken. Look up H.L. Mencken. He's so great. I'm going to post this again. I don't know if they allow me to cut this off. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. Maybe they're not letting me copy this thing. Let's see what this says here. Okay, let me just see if I can find this. Well, this is what I believe. I mean, this is what I am, and that's what makes me brilliant. Hold on, don't go anywhere. It's not coming up. You know what I said before. Not this. I said the other thing before. I said the other thing before. I think there was a sex part because that's what they want to believe. They want to believe that other people are dirty. People are a bit dirty, but you're not going to get killed. Our bodies are how we have more acidic stomachs than practically any animal in the entire world, like a vulture. So we can eat anything, rotten food, we can eat it. We've always thought exchanging bodily fluids risky since the first contracting. Since you contracted VD as a 14-year-old. Well, I don't even believe in VD. I don't believe in VD. Just if, whatever. That VD spreads because you catch something. Those people, they're such lying CUNTSs. Is that on your dating profile, Rubes, about catching VD as a 14-year-old? Well, what VD did you catch? What did you catch? Like this herpes thing is completely imaginary. Maybe what is the other thing with the other thing? What name some VDs and I'll tell you which ones are Culture Vulture or Zach Balansky. I mean, I wouldn't want to kiss him because he's got those rotten teeth, but my teeth aren't that great. My teeth aren't that great. You have to kiss people in order to know whether they're the right whatever it is, whether they're the right. So, Girl from Mars, I agree with that. Wake up, people. It's a media story. They just want, we were through this 6 years ago. 6 years ago. I remember telling a joke where I told you the joke, which is like I said, I'm old. I remember the COVID years. I lived through the COVID years. That's how old I am. It was quite funny, I think. It was really, really funny. VD isn't just it. It's not like HEP, where you have different types. Well, hepatitis is bullshit too. Itis. It's an itis. It's an itis. It can kill you, possibly. But like with all itises, you've got to stop irritating. Let's all promise me you're gonna stop irritating. I don't date. I'm far too old. You're younger than I am, Ruben. Are you not? How old are you, Ruben? Aren't you like 67 or something? You're not too old. You're not too old. We need to be physically fit. You know what I'm going to do? Look at what I got right here. Okay. Oh my God. Bollocks. Maybe you can't be bothered with the whole dating thing right now, like me. So much effort. It is. Well, it doesn't need to be effort. Somebody calls you up and they say, meet me. It's like I had this girl I wanted to be my girlfriend, or a girl I wanted to see. And she wasn't that interested in me. So she would say, I would say, well, I'll meet you. She says, okay, what about next Wednesday? I mean, to me, next Wednesday, it should be like, I'll meet you right now. I'll meet you in the park right now. I'll meet you at Starbucks, right? Whatever it is, make it easy. Dating does seem like too much effort. Yes, it dating is me calling you up, Darklands, and say, listen, I'll be over there. I'll meet you. Well, I'm not going to say that we are dating, but it's like I called the girl up. I said, let's get together, and she said yes. I'll see you. I'll see you. It was like a Tuesday or something, and she says, what about next Wednesday? And it's like, and then Wednesday came. I'd forgotten all about it. Do you believe one of the causes of throat cancer is caused by oral sex? Well, it can cause irritation. No. Yes, maybe. No. Yes, maybe. No. 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 Probably not, Paul. What do you think about that? I mean, you can get irritated because, it's basically saying women are dirty. And I don't believe that. Women are clean and beautiful. There is a super gonorrhea now. I cannot spell it. Yeah, of course because they want to sell you a vaccine which is going to kill you, and they're going to make money off of it. Lewis, have you any ideas what the dating pool is like in Portsmouth? I think I've trolled through I've trolled through our or hour over the years. Yeah, it sounds horrible. There's probably somebody nice there. Do you know what Jack Schaffer says? He says we've got high standards. You got to lower your standards. I've got to lower my standards. It was about 5 years ago. I thought I was amazing looking. See, Jack, I quoted you there. I mean, you're beautiful, Joe, but we all have to lower what we think we deserve. The biggest cause of throat cancer is smoking. Then it could be LPR, throat reflux. Yes, it's an irritation. And what is smoking? It's an irritation. What is LPR? Whatever throat reflux. Look at Bill Clinton. He's going to die of cancer from stomach acid reflux. It's really bad for you. Have you heard the rumor that GB News bosses have indefinitely pulled Eamon Holmes off their morning show? He apparently fell asleep on air and reportedly slurred his words, making fans concerned. Well, I mean, how many times have I fallen asleep here? Maybe he's tired. I mean, if you look at him, he looks really unhealthy. He probably has type 2 diabetes. He's a perfect example of someone who needs to eat properly. I'm not saying he was an alcoholic or something, but he needs to eat properly. Viagra helps me avoid the flu. It works every time. It might, because it lowers your blood pressure, which is probably good for you. I don't believe that, but possibly it's true. The news story was that oral sex was the biggest cause of throat cancer, bigger cause of throat cancer than smoking. Well, it's a fucking news story, which means it's a lie. They don't want us to have sex. They don't want us to have children. They don't want us to be happy. But at the same time, they do want us to have sex because they're taking away our rights to do everything else. Do you agree with that, Paul Yoward? Cancer from oral sex. F off. That's what Girls from Mars says. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You know who said that? What's his name said that? Michael Douglas said that. Tired and too many painkillers. Bless him. Yeah, it's probably true. It's also true. I've seen him. He's fat. You know what I mean? Be thin and healthy. Be thin, get sun, avoid stress, get sleep, eat low carb, eat protein, eat meat, eat animal protein. I have good news that my neuropathy means I can't feel my reflux now. Yeah, you've lost weight, Paul, but you're still fat. Come on. You're still fat. Lewis, I've already lowered my standards considerably. The guys I've dated over the years, I have to up them. Well, you're going to be even more lonely. More lonely. Amazing. Do you have trouble swallowing, Paul Yoward? And there's Susan C. Hello, Susan C. What's up? What's up? We're talking about meningitis, and Lewis Schaffer thinks it's bullshit. I'm not saying it's totally bullshit, because you can get irritated, you could die. It's like you smoke, you can get cancer from smoking. That doesn't mean cancer is automatically going to kill you. I do not work for GB News, says Jack. I'm not paid by them or looking for a job. But the reason I defend GB News so much is because of Ofcom, which not only control which channels get to be put on TV, but also which YouTube channels get to exist. No, that's not a joke. I'm with you. Look, they were so mean to me. They were really, really proper mean to me. Hey, everybody, make sure you like and subscribe the channel. You like and subscribe. When women swallow semen, it could cause problems, though, if the guy has an STD. Maybe. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying you should have random sex with random guys consistently all the time. But to say that sex is dangerous, maybe it is. Maybe we're not meant to have. You're probably right. Susan, an ex-work colleague, has meningitis, maybe the viral one. She was very poorly and took some recovery. We aren't the masters of nature. Complacency isn't good. Well, was she fat? What did she look like, your ex-work colleague? How old was she? Did you get any sun? It's the winter time right now. There's no sun. I agree, Jack. Keith Bexley is here. Sometimes you have to play the game still, like it or not. They're not perfect, but they have done a ton. Who are you talking about? You're talking about GB News. I'm glad there's GB News. I mean, uh, how any of us can pay or watch the BBC? It's like saying I'm going to watch Al Jazeera all the time. I'm going to pay money to Al Jazeera. I'm going to pay money to have the Russian to RT to have the Russians. You don't want to do that, and that's what the BBC is. That's what the BBC is. Joe says, "Hey Keith, girl from Mars is laughing. What are you laughing about?" The thing we need to do is lose weight, is be thin. Be thin. Get sun. Get sleep. Avoid stress. Eat red meat. Had some years back when she was young and slim. Don't know how much oral sex went on. She had meningitis some years back. How do people know? You know what it is? If you look at how they test for that stuff, it's all such a scam. Do you remember all those people who were tested for COVID? How many millions and millions of people had COVID, and it was all a bunch of crap. I think the idea of escaping biology and mortality is one of the roots of the trans ideology, which is related to transhumanism, idea of escaping death. Well, what do you mean escaping what? Escaping biology and mortality. You know, they just want us to be afraid. Do not leave the house. Do not show your face. So what do you mean by that? So many people are dying. June Marlowe is dead. Oh my God, look at all the people who are dying. I should. GB News paused for King Charles bombshell, and it's a huge blow. Who the fuck cares about that guy? Except he works for the rulers. He works for the ruler ideology. So they're gonna postpone King Charles coming. People need to know what about King Charles. Okay, where are we here? Transhumanism is using things like nanotechnology to reconstitute the body hold on a second, and act as extra immune systems and reconstruct on a molecular level. What does that mean, except a lot of big words? Anyone remember the sci-fi series V from the 1980s? Zach Polanski is a lizard, definitely. I'm not sure what the discussion on oral sex was about, but it went on for a longer time, I'm sure, than genetic manipulations, etc. They're saying don't kiss anybody if you've got meningitis. So people are there. You see all these college kids wearing masks. What a bunch of losers. Absolute losers. Absolute losers. Sorry about that. Sorry. I was reading something in the thing. Do you want the fun answer or the boring one? I work for MI6, or I work in the cafe of a brother-in-law where I babysit my niece for free. I refuse money to do it based on principle. Yeah, yeah, that's very nice of you, Jack. Better than MI6. You need to wear a mask not to kiss somebody. You need to wear a mask not to kiss somebody. You don't, nobody needs to wear a mask. I mean, these masks, they're not real. They don't stop any of this supposed thing. And the supposed thing is bullshit anyway. And everybody knows it's bullshit. I know. I'm actually laughing, Rubes. What do you say? Would you rewrite that, Susan C? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Susan C. It gives flashbacks of COVID when I see all these students line up in masks. Yes, and it should. It's the same fucking playbook. They've been doing this for years. You are going to die, is what they're saying. You will catch a virus, which no one's ever seen. It violates Koch's principles. And then you will spread it to somebody through kissing, and then someone will die. You have to listen to the doctor. You've got to stay home. You've got to not go out. We need 15-minute cities. Yeah. Yeah. What are you saying? Only Lewis. What are you saying, Joe? What are you saying, Ruben? Susan says, I'm not a big believer in big pharma. I am a zero believer in big pharma. But eat healthy. Avoid additives and chemicals, etc., not processed food. That's all right, but you got to go further than that. You've got to get sun, avoid stress, sleep, and eat red meat. And eat red meat and no carbs. And avoid processed food. Yes, avoid processed food. Nah, I'm sure back in the 80s or something, there would have been outbreaks of meningitis in educational environments. There's all, it's like people catching the flu, and then they say it's COVID. It's just people getting sick, and they get sick, and a part of their body is more irritated than anything else. Anything else, Lewis? Can you do one of those viral YouTube challenges to boost the channel? Shave your eyebrows or something, please. Well, we're gonna have to do something. I don't know. I'm gonna be, what's his name? I'm doing Mike Graham's thing on Sun. I've done two Mike Graham programs today. I hope, who knows what could happen. Lewis Schaffer's gonna come back. We're doing it this way for now, and then we'll come, but I appreciate the idea. I don't want to shave my eyebrows. I don't want to. I haven't seen that. Who's shaved their eyebrows? Avoid stress. Stop watching the news. Stop watching the bullshit thing about meningitis. Also, these people who are saying there's meningitis, they're doctors, and they're people who are very inadequate people who work for the NHS. They want to go around and say, "Look how smart I am. I'm going to tell you about." It's like us applauding the nurses. Yay, NHS! Yay, and you know in your heart they're a bunch of idiots. Do you not know that? Do you not know that the NHS doctors and nurses were like wrong about the whole thing? I thought Gen Z were all celebrate and stuff. Just wash your hands and keep some good personal space. Oh, what you gonna do? I don't understand what you mean. Are they celibate or celebrate and stuff? You don't even need to wash your hands. I mean, you should, but you don't. Our skin is peeling off. We're a constant layer of dust coming off of our skin. Without the big words, transhumanism is the technology. Hold on a second. Is the technological means to an afterlife. It's medicine. Isn't that what medicine is? Isn't that what I'm trying to do? Oh, to an afterlife. That means after you dead. We don't really believe in that. Do we believe in an afterlife? I take time out sometimes and binge watch, gossip with friends, and blast out tunes, Darklings. This is what Joe says. Yeah, I never clapped. No, you were right never to clap. They don't deserve you to clap. They were paid money. They were paid money, and enough money, these NHS people. Jabbing our children in school. Please opt out. I'm with you. I'm against jabbing. I'm against vaccines. I'm against giving people antibiotics unnecessarily. I'm against it all. I'm against it all. Me too. Sometimes too much news, says Darklins, is overwhelming. Yeah, it is. It is. Vatanai says the only time I encountered meningitis was 40 years ago. One student at college was away for a few days and then was dead. People were sad, but everything carried on as normal. We don't know that that person died from meningitis. We don't know what caused meningitis. And you have to watch. Have you watched Sam Bailey? Have you watched Sam Bailey about meningitis? Remember I put that up. This woman is amazing. No, sorry. Sam Bailey, Dr. Sam Bailey, meningitis. Here we go. Why not watch this? You'll feel better about it. It's not she's not even a crazy person like myself. She's like a totally normal, nice person. Sam Bailey. Here we go. There we go. Did you watch her today? Which one did you watch? What did she say, Sam Bailey? Back in the day, you could usually hope for a dog, saved from a pond, and helpful neighbor story. I don't watch mainstream anymore. No, they want us to be afraid. They want to take away your power. I probably shouldn't say this, but Keanu Reeves' wife is younger than him, and she looks like his mother. Well, yeah, I don't know. There's something the matter with that guy. But why can't what it is? Why can't you love? Let's all love people, even if they're whatever, even if they don't look their best. I want you to love me. The latest one on meningitis. And what did you think about that, Vatanai? What did you think about it? Ruben says, well, they are not idiots individually, Lewis, only idiots for being used as pawns in the government propaganda. Yes, of course they're nice people. People who work for the NHS are nice, but they're wrong. And they're making us do wrong things. Do wrong things. That's the NHS. So we're finding out what the Vatanais thought about the Sam Bailey video. Okay. How long have they been married? I think they've been married a long time. And you don't know what she looks like until maybe she's got gray hair. But, when you look up close to her, she looks all right. Maybe she's got good skin. Maybe she's a lovely person. Speaking of pandemic, your AIDS awareness adverts from the 1980s and 90s available on YouTube are terrifying. They make you scared of sex and relationships. Yeah, it's the same thing as meningitis. And I guarantee you AIDS is going to come back. And that's also an effing lie. AIDS. That there's a particular virus that destroys your immune system. It's like some kind of Iranian weapon that's going to destroy the world. Keanu seems to be one of the more pleasant people in Hollywood. Well, that's what it seems like, Paul Yoward. But Jack Schaefer, you're right about AIDS. There's no such thing as HIV. Did people die of AIDS? Yeah, but how did they get AIDS? They were run down. They were given AZT and all sorts of other medication that killed them. This stream is full of love, friendship, and hope. I now sound schmaltzy. But hey, yeah, well, I hope it is. You guys, I'm the person who has the least love. because I'm telling you what you should think about. I'm not saying you should believe it. I'm saying I'd like you to believe it, but you should check it out. You say, Lewis, I saw the video by Dr. Sam Bailey, and this is what I thought about it. And I've seen a lot of video. I mean, I didn't change my entire mind because of Sam Bailey. When I first started on my diet 8 years ago, I would watch about 3,000 hours of YouTube videos to learn about food. And I watched a lot of different stuff. And eventually, the stuff that's true stayed true. Keanu's had a good career, so he must be well supported. And he has good values. So what's anything got to do with the other? Yeah, he's got good values. Lewis. Okay, yeah, he's got good values. I can remember the AIDS ad. Don't die of ignorance. Scary at the time. Yeah, they wanted to scare you. And I remember thinking it was bullshit back then. This me, Lewis, thinking the world is bullshit is not recent. It's not recent. I just remember seeing because I was living in New York in 1980. That's when I started to live in Manhattan, and I just saw how sick people looked. And they wanted to say it's not my fault I caught it off of a toilet seat or something. And it was bull that's like bullshit. Please give out a warning when you're talking shit. A case could be made that everything that I say is shit. Everything that I say is shit. I mean, you take a look at me now. I don't bathe, I don't shower, I don't use sunscreen. You know, I I try not to wash too often, you know. According to Susan, beauty on the inside is more lasting. Well, that's what men want. Men want somebody who's pleasant and loving. Unloving. Beauty is important, but not that important. Not as important as a nice person who you come home to and she's like happy to see you. She's happy to see you. She cares enough about you to not to be fat. Paul Goward says, yes, I grew up and they were on TV all the time. When I was 12, they scared the S out of me. I could not get laid until I was 19. Yes. And it's like that way now, that people are just trying to scare people. I mean, I try to scare you by telling you how dangerous women are. And there are lots of women here who tell you how dangerous men are. We need to live a life. And that's what I like about Donald Trump. He basically put down the fear and started to bomb Iran. So my applause to Donald Trump. My applause to Donald Trump. Yeah, we need to not be afraid. We need to not be afraid. Did you see the thing? I love beauty on the outside, like Elle Macpherson in Sirens. Wow. She was pretty. I saw the movie. Did I tell you that I saw the movie? Vatanai. You weren't here last night, but I saw the movie of Sirens, and I was not happy with it. I was happy to see Elle Macpherson. She was pretty, and the everyone was pretty. Who could look healthier than Kennedy at that age? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty healthy. I mean, I could maybe look that healthy if I just started to exercise. The young people actually meet the old-fashioned way in pubs, etc. ETC, not ECT, are on dating apps. No, they don't. You go up to a woman, and I think they don't want to. They don't want to speak to you, but I think they must. But according to the records, they don't. The young, no, Darklands. That's a good question. Until 19, you say that like that's a bad thing. I lost my V card when I was 27. Women say you were waiting for the right person. I'm like, yeah, something like that. Funny, yeah, that's funny. That's funny. People should get married earlier. They should get married earlier. They should be forced to stick with the person that they're with. I mean, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. My son Anthony met his girlfriend while clubbing in Ibiza. So it's not so not a, yeah, I mean, you may have to. I mean, men are. I mean, I don't know. I don't practice it myself. I mean, but you should you should anyway. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Darklands. Susan says, I think it's heading Japan way. Might look at the stats tomorrow. What is heading to Japan way? What is heading to Japan way? Glad to hear it's the proper way. Yeah, I guess. Well, you want to see people, and people don't go out like they used to go out, and they also just have sex like immediately. They have sex immediately, and maybe that's not the right thing. And then they have sex, and then remember, every man has to make a choice at some point or another to kiss or not to kiss. Yeah, but you try to kiss a girl and they think you're being abused. If you're not good looking, they think you're being abusive. And so there has to be a first touch, says Scott. Yeah, there has to be. There has to be. I don't know. I don't know. I think people are so nervous now. They meet online and then they go to somebody's house and they have sex and then they talk or something. I don't know. What do they do? I remember how old I am. Would be interesting to know, Susan. What interesting to know what? Whether people are meeting in a regular way. Perhaps in Japan they have the hikikomora, basically hermits and celibate. Yeah, well, it's like they have that here. They have that here, Paul Yoward. They It's like people don't want to leave the house. Who are these people? Players play. Shy ones are incels. Well, I mean, they're not really incels. An incel is an involuntary celibate, but also it means that their standards are too high. And then there are the lucky, honest few. I have 3 bunches of flowers in my house today, girl from Mars. Not Mother's Day, just casual friends. I feel so. I have no words. That's lovely. That's lovely that they brought you flowers. That is really nice friends. But remember, flowers, once you pick flowers, they're going to die. You've murdered them. I'm going to the Toby Carvery tomorrow night with some mates, Keith Bexley. It sounds so good, Toby Carvery. I see the guy going there and testing the food out and testing the food out. Did you know there was a book released in the 1940s? It was a satirical take on 2040s UK, where apparently there was a restaurant that created food with zero nutrition, where people got fat, but ironically starved to death as no nutrition. It sounds like McDonald's. Um, yeah, probably. Yeah, but that's the way people are eating now. What do you think diabetes is? It's people who are just eating sugary food and it has no protein in it. Okay, so that's like what's going on now. Dating seems a scary thing these days. It was fun when I was younger. Well, unfortunately, Darklands, everything is fun when you're younger. So it's not just that these are bad times. The kids today are probably having fun. So girl, that's Jack says that's nice, girl from Mars. 3 bunches of flowers. That's really lovely. Now the carvery is class if you like a plump beast. Is that true? Can you get enough meat there at the Toby Carvery? I haven't eaten a Toby Carvery in about 15 years. Wow, the Carvery, okay, that's what Corsai says. Sciatica is people sitting at desks for years, moving around and stretch people. That's also important. Get a little bit, I never mention it, but move around, get exercise. Move around and get exercise. Spelt that wrong, Joe says. What did Joe say? She spelt wrong. would have had sex immediately and have lasted 18 months. Well, that's quite a long erection there. Is that what you're saying? I don't even know what you're saying, Joe. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. Get around, move around. Lower your stress. Get the sun. Sleep. Eat red meat. Don't eat carbs. Don't eat toxic seeds. Exercise a little bit, basically. Don't exercise too much, but exercise a little bit. What went to the butcher's today, Corsai says. Mission accomplished, yes. What was the mission? What was the mission? To buy meat? Old people that live long say that, Lewis. Have sex and son. Yeah. Yeah, keep busy, find love. Don't eat carbs. I mean, I'm a believer in it, but not. I mean, I'm bad because I had five oranges today. That's really wrong. What else did I have that was high carb? Um, Oranges. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down. Lewis, about Anthony's girlfriend, long distance relationship is what I mean. Well, where is she from? Where is she from? I would recommend against long distance relationships. I recommend against it. I mean, you got to find somebody close by. No invention of disease by the doctors. The syndromes are named after. Paul Yoward says, yes, venison and beef, but a bacon left plenty for other people to buy. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, bacon, I'm not a huge fan of bacon. Are they watching a film by Shamaladi Bang? I've lost my place. I lost my place here. Don't burn the lasagna. I made a chicken. I made a chicken. Lewis, okay. Chaz is at an Eid Ramadanga dingalong thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He rather hang out with those people than with his own English people. He hates his own English people. But you love him. You go ahead, you go love the king and see if he loves you back. It's like what Donald Trump is saying. Look at after what America did. Um, Whatever they did. I tell you, my energy level is holding up. Is holding up. I don't believe in long distance. I married a girl from England and it was a mistake. And then I moved here. Next thing you know, like I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Lamb is the best meat. I must get some. Yes, Paul, it is. I would say it is the best meat. But I mean, red meat is great. Beef is great. Beef is really great. I would say. Um, Bacon, but bacon, but bit not, but as bacon, but is haram. What are you saying, Corsai? Happy Eid if you're celebrating. No, I'm not celebrating. They got 52 countries to celebrate. Let them go to their own country and celebrate there. Okay. Don't do an Eamon Holmes on us. What happened to Eamon Holmes? Has he been fired from the thing? Stay with us here, Lewis. We love you. Thank you, Straw. I do appreciate it. I do. Well, I am here. I am here. I'm not going anywhere. I am. I could go somewhere. I got my passport yesterday. My new passport. So if I want to make a run for the border, I can make a run for the border. I can make a run for the border. Okay. So I think okay. That's what the jocks call chips, chip-fed pigeons. Glasgow mutton, says Corsai. Okay. Then took the harem dog for a walk while listening to the harem Spotify. I had a long distance relationship that lasted 16 and a half years. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it means exactly. Roast chicken. Roast chicken. Um, okay, let's see. Okay, 250 year of independence for the US. Are you visiting for the 4th of July? Should be big. No. I wasn't planning on it, but no. I should act a little bit more distant from you people. I'm too loving. Maybe not loving, that's not the right word, but I'm too needy. I'm off to Narnia when it gets a bit too much. I can learn to ski, says Straw. Don't forget the looming oil crisis. There are going to be shortages in supermarkets. Start stocking up. Thank you. Thank you, Ruben, for making us think about this. But maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Okay, everybody. So I'm gonna say who the top fans are right now. Let's find out who the top fans. Russ Maneve was in here, but he has Keith Bexley at 14, Ruben at 13, Susan C at 12, Vatanai at 11, Sandeep at 10, Straw at 9, Girl from Mars at 8. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and Susan C. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Jack Schaefer at 7, and Corsai at 6, and Alex at 5, and Darklands at 4, and Elite Elixir at 3. And 2 is Joe Warrior. Thank you very much. And number 1 is Paul Yoward. So thank you very much for being here. Okay. And so what do you say the top number is? Everybody hurry and put the top number in. If you wear clothes from a hiking shop, an American fashion brand, you can escape the Rohan Gap. What is escape the Rohan Gap? Rohan Gap. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Let's see what the top number is. Okay. Come on, anybody want to put it in? We've got only 5 people putting the number in. Okay, Darkland says 25. Joe says 20. Beautiful, beautiful Joe. Beautiful, beautiful Darklands. Susan says 24. Corsai says 23. Ruben says 26. 20. Brilliant. Um, brilliant. My son says that these endings drag on too long. There's Kermit there. He's giving the answer, the right answer. The right answer. Is that the right answer? It's the right answer. There you go. There you go. And the winner is You want to hear the winner right now, everybody. The winner is Darklands at 25. A big round of applause for Darklands for participating, for being involved. Okay, for being involved. Never want to say goodbye. No, 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 no. Never want to say goodbye. Da, 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 da. Is that the Communards? Way to go, Darklands. Congratulations, Darklands from Elite Elixir. Everyone was great. It was it was the best show we've ever had. I think I made my point. Do not worry. Everything's going to be all right, everyone. Everything's going to be all right. We have had 110 people watching this little bit here. We've had 25 people at any one time. And then we are going to and then do not be afraid. That's what I'm telling everybody. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. There's plenty to be afraid of. Okay? But do not be afraid of meningitis. Do not be afraid of COVID or of AIDS or any of that stuff. Live a clean life. Sun, low stress, sleep, lots of sleep, red meat, no carbs, no toxic seed oils. Don't be like me. I'm a phony and a liar because I had so many oranges. And no evil. Try not to have evil. We can kiss each other. Not too much, though. Not too much. But they knew that years ago. A person can develop a cold. And you got a new walking stick coming tomorrow. So that is brilliant. That is brilliant. We will see you tomorrow, everybody. I'm going to thank you right now. Thank me. Thank me. Say, Lewis, thank you for being here. You don't have to do that. You know what you can do? You can make sure you like the stream. Before you don't do anything, just like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And go to Ko-fi. Go to Ko-fi, please. And then maybe it helps if you like what we're doing here. If you like that we're here all the time, that we can talk to people, that we're like in a that we're like in the old school pub and we're hanging out with our friends. And then maybe you can't make it every night, but the nights that you're here, you know there's gonna be friends there. There you go. And Darkland just pressed it. Have you pressed the thumbs up thing? Susan, have you pressed the thumbs up? Elite Elixir. Straw, press the thumbs up. Corsi, Darklands, Alex, press the thumbs up. It's really important, basically. Watch the Sam Bailey video. Please watch that. You'll feel better when you see that. Or maybe you won't. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.